I hate the fact that I'm having to make this video. A.J. Brown is not on the trade block. Despite what the NFL media, what local media would like you to believe, A.J. Brown is not on the trade block. It is a ridiculous thing to even consider. Why? Okay, well, first of all, the Eagles are trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Why would they trade A.J. Brown? Does that make any sense to you? Is A.J. Brown not one of the best receivers in the league? Is he a top 5 receiver in the league? How would it benefit them? Trading A.J. Brown. Then what? Then you go into the playoffs with a duo of Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson? I think everybody is fine with both those wide receivers, but as those two, just those two, no A.J. Brown? Yeah, I don't think that's good. Didn't we live through that? I'm pretty sure we lived through that scenario. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Before. With Donovan McNabb as quarterback. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to like James Thrash and Todd Pinkston. Now, I don't want to, comparing, okay, got a little ahead of myself there. Comparing Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson and James Thrash and Todd Pinkston, a little bit much. Maybe we go Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin, but still, it wasn't good enough. He is one of the best receivers in the league. You're not trading him if you're trying to win, which the Eagles are. The second thing is, I think fans get worried because they'll see reports like the Patriots called about A.J. Brown. The Patriots should call about A.J. Brown. Every team in the league should call about A.J. Brown. Because as I just stated, he's one of the best receivers in the league. And if you're an outsider and you're seeing a quote-unquote disgruntled employee, yeah, it's in your best interest to sit there and make a phone call and say, hey, are you guys interested in trading this guy? That makes a lot of sense. Tons, actually. But I think what gets lost in the message here is the fact that just because a team is calling the Eagles and even offering something doesn't mean the Eagles are seriously entertaining the proposal. And I think that's gets lost in the shuffle a lot of times with these trade rumors. Yeah, a team can call. What gets not reported is the other team laughing them off the phone. I mean, a day 2 pick. We as Eagles fans were laughing when the Eagles traded a first-round pick for A.J. Brown, saying, oh my God, the Tennessee Titans, you're idiots, you're fools. You're trading A.J. Brown for the mystery box, hoping that the mystery box will end up being A.J. Brown. By the way, it ended up being Treylon Burks, who's already off the team. So no, that doesn't make any sense. And I heard Adam Schefter report from, or an interview from Adam Schefter on SiriusXM basically say the same thing. Like, you know, he was asked the question by the reporter because there's not a ton going on right now. So, of course, you're going to ask about certain situations. And he asked about the A.J. Brown thing of whether or not they're trading him. And Adam kind of laughed. But then he also said, like, look, why wouldn't you wait till the offseason if you really want to trade him that badly? You'd wait till the offseason when everybody thinks they have a fair shot. Instead of a small pool of contenders, everybody thinks, oh, this is our year and we're one player away. But that gets us into the biggest reason why A.J. Brown won't be traded. This year, his dead cap hit was $90 million. You want to know what it is next year? $72 million. He's not getting traded. Unless they're restructuring and all, he's not getting traded. I think we are so concerned. We have PTSD from the Terrell Owens saga of '05 that we cannot get past it. That we see a disgruntled receiver, and I use that loosely, like quote-unquote disgruntled receiver. His last game, he had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. But we see a guy like that, and we go, oh, my God, he wants out. He's not happy. He's gonna be a distraction. Because the last time we had a guy this talented at the wide receiver position, it was T.O., and he was a distraction. What about A.J. Brown makes you think he's a distraction? Well, because he's reading a book on the sidelines? Nothing has made you think he is a distraction. Nothing. Is he happy that he's not getting the ball? I don't know if any wide receiver is happy they're not getting the ball. No wide receiver wants to go out there and be king cardio, okay? But once again, his last game, he got the ball. He produced big time. So I don't get this sense that A.J. Brown is going to his agent saying, get me out of this winning situation in Philadelphia. Please get me to Carolina. No, I don't get that sense. But this also goes to the Myles Garrett situation. You know, you'll have the John Clarks of the world rushing to their Twitter account to report that the Eagles are interested in Myles Garrett because he knows that it's going to be retweeted a billion times. It's called engagement farming. He gets his Twitter followers up. He gets a bunch of engagement from it. He also knows that the odds of the Eagles getting Myles Garrett are slim and none. Are the Eagles interested in Myles Garrett? Yeah. Just like the Patriots are interested in A.J. Brown. Why wouldn't they be? Myles Garrett is one of the best, if not the best, defensive ends in all of football. They should be interested. They should be making that phone call. And the Cleveland Browns, who call it what you want, it's delusion, but they still think that they can compete and they're going to do it with Myles Garrett. They did just extend him in the offseason. Do I expect the Eagles to pull off a trade for Myles Garrett? No, I don't. Do I expect the Eagles to make a phone call? Yeah, I do. If they made a phone call on Micah Parsons, they're going to make a phone call on Myles Garrett. That doesn't mean that the team is trading him. So all of this, the Diana Rossinis of the world tweeting out about A.J. Brown and then the John Clarks of the world, reporting on a report. It's nonsense. It's noise. It's nothing. Furthermore, let's just dive into the moves that Howie Roseman makes. Are they ever the big splashy move that is predicted? No, it's not. No one predicted Jay Ajayi. No one predicted Kevin Byard. No one predicted Robert Quinn. No one predicted A.J. Brown. The moves that he makes, he moves in the shadows. That's what he does. He loves the fact that people are going, oh, you think I'm over here? Guess what? Well, while you think I'm over here, I'm over here. And he always ends up getting somebody, but it's never the guy that you're actually thinking is available or you expect. That's what Howie does. So I know that people will get excited on one hand and go, oh my God, they're interested in Myles Garrett. Can you imagine if Myles Garrett was on? Yeah, that's a wet dream right there. Myles Garrett on the defense, love it. You know what's more realistic? Somebody who's a former Pro Bowler, who probably topped out at like 12 and a half sacks in their career, who's on the back end of their career, for a 5th round pick. That's more realistic. And that's what Howie Roseman's probably going to do to shore up the defensive end position. Not Myles Garrett, not 3 first-round picks, and it's not for lack of trying. I'm sure he made a phone call. I'm very positive he made a phone call. Because as Mike Mayock told you in a podcast with Chris Long, Howie's one of those guys that will just, quote-unquote, check in on you. He'll just make a phone call. He'll get bored and he'll just go, let me call the guy in Miami. Well, let's see what's going on there. Oh, hey, by the way, are you interested in moving so-and-so? Like, he routinely does that. Because it's of his best interest. He's never satisfied with the roster. Everybody knows that. But this big game of hunting that people think is going on with Myles Garrett, while I think he made a phone call, I don't think that they're seriously interested in trading Myles Garrett at this point. And you know what? If that changes, if all of a sudden their tune changes and they go, you know what? Yeah, we are interested in trading Myles Garrett, I expect Howie to be there. But right now, everything they're telling you is, no, we're not interested. That doesn't mean Howie can't make a phone call. Just like it doesn't mean that the Patriots can't make a phone call on A.J. Brown. This is what the media does. The media will put out a report knowing full well that you will bite it hook, line, and sinker instead of sitting back and going, wait, does this have a realistic possibility of happening? And the answer oftentimes is no. So in this case, does A.J. Brown have a realistic chance of being traded at the deadline? Fuck and no. Does Myles Garrett have a realistic chance of being an Eagle by the deadline? Fuck and no. Will Howie Roseman make a deal by the deadline to shore up a defensive end position or maybe another position? Yes and yes. That's it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall in the trap. Don't smash that retweet button on John Clark's stuff because you just can't wait to sit there and make yourself believe that the Eagles are going to shore up the position by getting Myles Garrett. Don't fall for it. Go Birds. And now's the part where I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. Hit thumbs up if you like this. Smash that thumbs down button if you thought that I sucked for whatever reason. I get it. I'm pretty self-aware. But I do need subscribers, so if you could subscribe. I'm not asking you to ever watch another video again. Just subscribe. And then as always, as I said, go Birds.